An awkward silence is where we begin, as there is just the rustle and slight clatter of spacesuits going on. This, for a couple of you, probably really uncomfortable. They are restrictive. They are old and not well suited to the job. But they should hold a seal. And I'm wondering who is the first person to break that silence. If anyone does, there is all of you slowly. Sergeant Maddox is about to leave before this happens, but then also Donkin's dutifully waiting, guarding while this happens.
All right. Here's how it's gonna go. You guys are getting suited up. Good job. I'm gonna head over to the administrator's office and see if I can get the key, open up that place where the apparently hidden airlock is, so we can get outside and get onto our ride and get out of here. I'm gonna be on the horn with you, Lieutenant Churchill and Pariah. Be in constant contact with you. Let me know where I'm going and what I'm looking for. If you can help. But I want you guys to be suited up by the time I get back. We're gonna take the three of you, get you out the airlock, get you on board, and then probably have Brooks come back. Brooks will go with you to the bird, and then he'll bring back a suit for me, and we'll get out of here.
What about Killian's dad?
With your permission, I'd like to go attempt to retrieve Killian's dad and, if possible, Pace if he's alive.
I was gonna mention that. As soon as they get their suits on, I give you permission. Go ahead and see if they're around. And
Yes, sir.
Don't put yourself in any undue danger. If it's a no-go, give yourself a time limit. Once that time is up, I'm gonna say, give you 10 minutes. If you don't find him in 10, make your way back here. We'll meet up, get that airlock open, get everybody off.
All right.
But let me know what you see either way as you're searching, okay?
Oh, on your way. I sent you the recording we found. It's on your device. If you have a moment, it feels safe enough to listen to it.
You found a recording.
Mm-hmm. It was,
Can you give me the gist? Or should I just listen to it?
I don't know, I guess for the most part there's several variations of these creatures. A bat, amphibian, oh god, what was a leech? And, Brian, do you remember the last one?
Oh, there's a chameleon.
Yeah.
That.
All right, I'll listen to it on my way over. All right.
Be careful, Sarge.
Roger that. And since we've been
all of you
sitting here
skittering in the vents.
Shit.
I have my orders, but in the capacity I can, same goes to you. If it goes wrong, don't wait for me.
All right.
At the end of the day, the important thing is that humans get out of here alive. And if they do, it means I've done my job and I'll be happy.
That might be the most marine thing I've ever heard in my life. Pleasure serving with you.
Good luck. And one other thing. And he leans in close and says, if I don't return, but Killian does, don't let him out of your sight.
Roger that.
And so, Maddox, you make your way towards the admin office.
I make a command roll to hopefully reduce his stress a little.
All
And
right.
I think also I'm going to try and calming presence Lizzie. Walk over and say, you're almost out of this. Stay focused. This station isn't going anywhere. Focus on living right now. Science to be done later. You're going to make it out of here.
I just put my hand on his arm that's remaining and squeeze it. Sorry you got collateral.
That's the job. Means I'm doing it right.
You're right, maybe we can come back later and study. I just look around at the charred walls, the goo oozing everywhere, and have flashbacks of just the blood in the vents and carnage that we have witnessed up until this point.
Yeah, you're pretty sure there won't be much left to study.
I appreciate you, Brooks, and you have to promise after this, if I survive this and I have a cigarette, you can't tell me no. This time.
You've earned it.
You should go save Killian's dad. Help Pariah put her suit on, and then go see if you can get him.
I'll do everything I can. You know I will.
I know.
Pariah, at this point, is there anything you would like to say or do?
No. I think she just looks really uncomfortable and really ready to get out of there. If there's anything I can do to help heal myself, I'll take that extra time, but it's really...
You can...
I could try.
Have a doctor see you, or you could take extra time if you want to get stress relief. That is an option.
Probably take extra time. She's moving very slowly, almost dreamlike state, like she's not really there, but kind of just disassociating.
I can definitely try a medical. Oh, and also, Lizzie loses 1 stress from the calming presence.
Okay.
Yeah, I can try medical on Pariah if you like, as I'm helping put the suit on.
Sure, that'd be great.
Right. Brooks, assisting putting on the suit with 1 arm, says, may I? And
anything you can do to help will be appreciated.
now it's a slightly calmer moment, perhaps. At this point, it's probably administering painkillers, adrenaline, that kind of thing. It's this will help in the short term.
I will remind you, you have 4 doses of Never Sleep.
Are people in need of sleep? Because I can do something about that. It does give you a stress.
I think it's been a very, very long time since you set foot on this station. So it might be a good idea.
I think I will rummage around in my supplies and pull out the 4 doses of Never Sleep that I have and say, "It's up to you," and hands them out to Mariah, Lizzie, Maddox, and Dunkins.
As soon as you give me the pill, I'm just going to take it. I don't even think. I just dry swallow it. And I'm going to start walking over towards the torched wall.
At this point, everyone has their orders and begins to disperse. But we are going to stay with Churchill. What are you thinking as you look at this wasted opportunity? You see the screaming face of Farrier, ex-lieutenant, 2 other people, devastation from a flamethrower.
I immediately think if Maddox will do this to this lieutenant, he will do it to me. And he completely disobeyed a direct order from the lieutenant. So there's like a mild little bit of like anxiety kind of creeping down my back a little bit when I see his face all contorted and burned. And then I'm just studying the wall. I'm looking at the faces of them, and my eyes trail down to the eggs on the ground. Some of them have been burnt, but I have not seen these yet, so I wanted to take a peek at the eggs.
You take a much closer look, and it is a chicken egg shape with a cross at the top opening. Some of them have kind of splayed open, some of them have kind of shriveled in on themselves. The one that you saw hidden under a bunch of others in between various other burnt things that is intact currently is closed. But rooting around very gently in the burned ones, you can see a cluster of what almost looks like frog spawn. There's definitely larger than a tadpole, but they are little black bubbles and tails with protrusions coming out of them, all clustered in this egg.
If I lean in and to look at them a little bit closer, do I notice anything immediately? Do you know how a tadpole egg is just literally like that gelatinous blob that is vulnerable because it's a gelatinous blob? Does it have that same characteristics?
Absolutely. Inside of the egg, that's what you see.
I'm going to look over my shoulder and see if Brian, Brooks, and everybody is kind of distracted at this moment.
I think everyone else would be. Briar's moving really slow, Brooks is helping or dealing with Killian, about to go off and do something else, so you have time.
Very quickly reach into my bag where I have specimen bags just always on me, and I'm going to open it up as quickly as possible and reach in and scoop as many eggs as I can fit in this bag.
Are you doing this? The live egg or the burned egg?
The live egg.
I'm gonna ask you to make a roll.
All right.
This seems like maybe
the burned egg has like burnt specimen in it though, right? Like they're
it does
not
have
viable.
burnt specimen. It is not viable. You might be able to get something out of it, but it's a very long shot on a thing that has been very thoroughly destroyed. Man, I don't know what role this should be, but I'm thinking You could do medical aid or mobility or... I mean, do you have a tool for this? I don't
Did you
think
say it was
do.
sealed?
It is sealed.
I think as I'm reaching towards it and I'm seeing that it is sealed and I would have to pry it open and I have limited time, can
It
I
doesn't look
turn...
difficult to get in.
Because the other people are there, though, I'm like nervous about taking it too long. I'm gonna stick my hand in the burnt egg and I'm gonna rummage around and see if there is anything viable in the burnt egg first.
There's nothing.
Shit.
As you rummage around, there's a little twitch on the live egg, and the top begins to open.
I'm going to take my bag immediately and have it, like, it's already open because I was ready for scooping. I know that these come out of the chest. I'm going to, as it's opening, cover the top of it with the plastic bag.
I mean, I'm gonna make you roll survival for this one.
All right.
What does it look like while you're sweating bullets? As if you are maybe about to die.
I'm trying to keep my cool. I'm sure my face is dripping onto the ground. I have profusely, like, my shirt is getting wet. I'm shaking as I'm holding this bag over the top of this egg that is somehow now moving and I know is alive. And this thin piece of plastic, I'm hoping, will be enough to stop whatever's inside. And I'm running through all these thoughts. It's just like a tadpole. Tadpoles, I mean, frogs aren't very strong when they're small. And so it's like this whole, like, trying to self-reassure as I'm literally shaking, holding this bag over top of this egg.
You put as many bags on this as you feel comfortable doing. And luckily for you, the tadpole itself seems pretty lethargic. I think it might have been heated up in the blaze. And it just slowly crawls out, like these tiny little half fin, half spikes pushing it out of the top of the egg. And then it just slumps into the bag in a puddle of goo.
The largest exhale that I'm trying to be as quiet as possible so Pariah and Brooks don't notice what I'm doing. Just like every ounce of anxiety just leaving my body. And as soon as it's slumped in there, I'm taking the bags and I'm folding them over and sealing them. And then I'm going to take another bag and fold it over and seal it and fold it over and seal it until I have it as bagged as possible. And I'm going to stick it in my bag.
Good, good. You have a sample. And if this makes off station, we'll make your career.
I stand up. I make sure my bag is sealed. And I just kind of stand up straight, kind of just observing the wall, start taking off my jacket because I have to try to seem as like, I'm getting my suit ready. And I put on my straight face, like if I were to talk to a room full of people, and I turn around. He really torched this, didn't he?
Seems like it.
You have your suit on?
Yep. Where's yours? You're next.
I got it. I mean, Brooks, you can go. You should go. I don't know how much time we have.
Right. Good luck.
Good luck.
Killian, let's go.
Yes, sir. Maddox, you have been very carefully moving towards the admin place, and all the time you have heard skittering in the vents. I'm going to need you to make a mobility roll. Two successes. You move and you do it quietly, and I'm going to say you're pretty certain you have the way that this resin is structured on the floor, that you're confident enough that you probably won't need to do this unless something drastic changes.
Okay.
Yeah. So after a little bit, the skittering definitely doesn't stop, but it doesn't seem to come near you. And which direction are you going? Are you going via foyer and maintenance access? Or like past that door that you came through initially? Or are you going kind of round the opposite side through the other offices? It will only change what you see as you go.
If it's looking at the map, there's a lot of the openings in the middle of the 4 office. There's just too many points of attack there. So I'm going directly down the left side of the offices. Yeah, between the office and foyer, and then I'm hanging a left to right after the last office to get into the administrator's office.
Cool. Okay. Yes, that is probably a sensible idea, especially given the change in geometry of this place from the hive changing things and corridors and all of that. So, as you pass foyer and maintenance, you notice that looking down through the walkway, the blast doors are not shut. Whatever Pace did, he did not close these doors, and you are well aware that there is not a very strong door between you and a lot of aliens.
Is that alien that we magged to the hole still there?
No. Some of
I just
the
under my breath, I
mag
just
clamps
go,
are there, but
yeah,
and some of the wire netting, but no.
yeah. Under his breath, Sergeant Maddox, I just go, can't buy a fucking break. And I look at the door, and I'm listening like for the skittering.
Kind of echoing down here, you definitely hear screeches coming from the hab area across the way. The skittering is separate, and and in fact, you could probably hear that there is a kind of hiss of high pressure water running through the pipes now. So you're pretty sure. Oh no, I think Pace even told you that he'd managed to increase the pressure. So the only way for these aliens to get through is there. But yeah, is there anything else you wanted to learn about the skittering? It seems like it's vents.
Well, would they be the vents? Would they be big enough for like the big aliens that we've seen?
Maybe. It's difficult. They're very dexterous. They're very live.
All right. This is kind of a weird question. Do I feel confident that if I went over to the door and tried to shut it, that it wouldn't be a huge problem?
It will be a huge problem. You see that there's a flashing like level 5 access required, but you know where you can find that, so that is good.
Okay. Then I will bypass that for now and keep going, I guess. Nothing else I can do.
Listening to the audio,
Yeah.
You learn, like Churchill said, about the variants. You learn about this person, Landon.
Landon was here. Thinking back to what I saw before I burned it, what I saw in the lab storage, where there was people,
Cooped up, and the
cooped
eggs.
up and impregnated. Can I recall seeing Landon there?
Landon's face was not amongst the people on the wall.
He said he could find his security clearance on his body, but he didn't say where his body was.
Can't really plan where you die. Not here.
Is there any way to ping his locator militarily or no?
You could probably find that at the admin office. The administrator's office is probably something that that you'd be able to do.
Okay.
Yeah, and after a bit, you arrive in there. It is, as everything else is, covered in resin, but you can tell everything in here was way fancier, even under this crust.
Churchill, I made my way to the admin's office. I'll let you know what I see.
You got in okay?
Say again?
You were able to get in?
Oh, I assume he. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. You're inside.
Yeah,
You're inside.
Yeah. Door was open.
Okay. Let me know if you need anything.
Roger that. Brian, is there something that I should be specifically looking for? A key card or something like that? Or should I just try and open it from here?
You should be able to get access clearance on a system.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to walk me through this. I'm not
Okay.
really experienced with tech like this, so.
I don't know
Alright,
what
I'm in front of the monitor.
Okay. What do you see?
There are some lists of information that's clearly been looked up during the crisis. It's kind of flickery, but yeah, you just see a very basic interface and a not passworded, but a secure kind of thing that's like it's already logged in because it's been used and just not logged out. But finding it will be difficult in the mess of whatever they were trying to do while they were here.
Do you see a list of people on the station? Bump my access up and just use me?
What was your level access prior? 4, right?
At level 4, yes.
Yeah, you can pull that up and you see the access level 4. That's not enough for the door. That is probably enough to answer one of your questions, which is there any sign of Landon? And the answer is no.
Any sign of Landon
At all on this station. But that...
Oh, okay. So we went through the process of checking, pinging him basically, and there's no, his signal's not here.
No signal. That could be anything.
Hey, Sarge.
Is there a way that you could check logins or I'm trying to get a beat on his final location. Is there a way that do your doors or consoles, do they keep a record of when someone passed through or logged in or anything like that?
You could probably do that. If Sarge plugged in his PDAT, you could probably get remote access and do a roll yourself instead of him having to do it.
Plugged in here.
Plugged in.
You go ahead and take over from here, Pariah.
Okay.
You don't know where Landon is. There is significant damage to all parts of this station. Sensors are down. There's you don't think you could find anyone at this point. It's a washout.
While I'm in here, can I give myself level 5 access to do anything to open that door?
That seems like a separate contact roll. Do it. The best you can do is release the door that gets you to the airlock.
Okay.
But it's not so much a unlocked as it is you've fucked with it, so it's going to be difficult getting out. So you have a way out, even if it's difficult, but...
Go ahead, tell her, Pariah.
Would have given me fucking access in the first place. Yeah. Churchill, if you want to try.
Yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of skills in this. I don't know, maybe
You try.
I used to see Austin mess around with these programs sometimes.
Yeah, well, if he'd given me fucking access in the first place, this wouldn't be a fucking problem.
With all due respect, I don't believe you had clearance.
When there were aliens breathing down our necks, I think that broke every rule.
Oh, I don't know. And look at what happened here. I don't think anyone had time to add access for people.
Oh, we did. There was a moment.
You are so cryptic sometimes.
How
But I
am I
can
cryptic? How's that cryptic? Austin 100% had a moment. He could have added me.
You do this thing where you like dangle a carrot with some extra information. You drop little tidbits.
Do you want me to explain the whole fucking story? Do you want me to say that there was a moment that they were going to go through the hydro pipes to break into the labs? Do we have fucking time for that? And he was giving everybody else access, or at least Gray access?
What's the holdup? Are you guys working on it?
Sorry, yes, working on it. I,
Right.
seem to be having some issues, so Churchill's gonna try.
All right, let me know.
I'll start messing with the system.
You get in. You're pretty sure you can shut the walkway door from here. That'll keep you safe.
Sarge, I got in. I can close the walkway door.
Go ahead and close that door. Any chance to get access to the airlock? Make it easier for us.
What
I'll
kind
take.
It is easier, but it's still being fucked with.
Well, first thing I'll do is I'll close that door like immediately as Sarge says yes. I'm just hitting whatever buttons I need to get that door closed.
You hear a bit of a thunk, and then a skitter.
Sounds like that did it.
And then can I go in and start looking at the door, at access, at trying to give Pariah a higher clearance?
Yes, you have now got access to level 5 clearance, which is... I mean, it's difficult. It's not going to get you much more than restricted area access. Actually, one thing you do find is confirmation of what you heard from Landon. The science area. You see what is behind the files on the restricted area. It was an incredibly advanced lab setup. Now, what exactly was in there? It seems to align with the stuff he was saying. There's a lot of information to pour through, but it seems like he was right. He's also correct in, or predicted correctly, that that area has been purged, whatever that means.
Right, what does purged mean? Like if you purge something here?
My best guess is they opened the airlock and cleaned it out. That's what I would do. Get everything
Well,
off this ship.
I got you access, so we should be able to get in with your clearance now.
Yeah.
Can I send the files to my PDAT?
Yes.
What else did you find?
Some of the files that were hidden behind restricted access, so I can hopefully when we're on our way home take some time to pore over it and see what they did here.
Sarge, I was able to get Pariah access. Fire clearance. I closed the door. So I think we're ready for next steps.
You're all suited up. Ready to go. I'll get on the horn to Beckett, have her waiting for you.
At that point, Adams, Churchill, the skittering gets louder. Brooks, you have gone off with Killian to help his dad.
Trace your steps, Killian. Lead the way.
Yeah, he wipes with the back of his hand the tears from his face, and starts like dabbing at his blood with the rest of his clothes. You think you can help him?
We'll just have to see what condition he's in.
Yeah.
As we start walking, I've got my otherwise completely limp left arm tucked into a pocket in my jacket to just keep it from swinging and hitting things. The one good right arm hand is on the revolver. Stumbling along, sort of a little bit jerky movements now, occasionally having to like grab onto things to move because the legs are not in proper working order. Certain muscle groups are sort of not properly connected. He's able to just lurch along. And as they're walking, he will, from behind Killian, say, "Go through again exactly what happened with Pace."
He found me and started telling me that he was really angry, that he knew somehow. Who told him?
You bled as you were leaving the group. It became clear.
Whatever. And then he pointed his gun at me. He told me not to pretend I was human. He told me I didn't have feelings, and I do. So I shouted at him, and then he tried to shoot me. So I ran away. I don't know what happened after that, but he was making a lot of noise.
And your father, did you find him?
Yeah, I found him, but he was in and out of consciousness. Trying to find him something to help in the labs.
I see. Well, hopefully we're quick enough.
A mobility roll, please. You're not as coordinated as you were when you started this mission, which makes sense given the state of your limbs. And as you move, you know you're making too much noise. So you speed up. And eventually you arrive at the labs. Past the officers, probably not too far from where Maddox was. So in this lab, it's dark, but you can see on the floor 2 bodies. One is Pace, with a hole through an eye and out the back of his head, and blood everywhere. His gun ammo scattered. Next to him is the seemingly unconscious body of someone you don't recognize, but you can safely assume is Ben Harkness.
I'm going to kneel down and check his vitals.
He is weak. You are incredibly certain that if you had things to use, more medicine, more tools, he would be at best a 10% shot. This man is dying of fatigue, he's dying of malnutrition, he's dying of the crack to the head, which seems fresh. You can tell from the blood came from the butt of Pace's gun.
The moment
But-
after noticing that, where I look over at Pace's body, and do I notice the human-made injuries on Pace, the
knee.
impaling
Yep.
in the back of the knee?
Yes.
He doesn't make any movements as he recognizes this. His eyes just sort of dart between these various clues. And then he's going to attempt to revive as best as possible Ben Harkness. I'm going to use my personal med kit for this.
The best medical aid you could possibly give to him. And it's really, really bad. But after a little bit of coaxing, he manages to kind of very weakly flutter his eyes open, and he sees you and then immediately stares at Killian. Killian's here. Good. I don't
Yes.
know you, but thank you. Synth.
We're here to rescue you.
Yeah, there's something much more important than that you've got to do.
And what is that?
You've got to crash this fucking station into the planet.
The option had crossed my mind. Do you know how?
Killian will figure it out. There's a couple of places along the space elevator that you can use. They're coupling points. If they're hit by something, an explosion, something to weaken them, you set this place moving fast enough, and any collision with the station above will rip it in half.
The station above?
This thing moves. Just set it
I
moving
know,
upwards.
but would sending it downwards achieve the same result?
Yeah, I guess it would. But it's all got to come down.
As you are presumably aware, while I would like to assist with destroying the station, I can't do so while it would harm a human being. I need to ensure your safety and then take a course of action that doesn't harm people. If we can destroy this and the lower section of the station without harming the upper section, I can do that.
I can't move. I can't move. I'm so tired.
Killian can carry you.
Okay. Killian, are you doing okay? And Killian again is covered in his own tears. He just kind of sniffs and nods. When I'm gone, you need to take care of Killian. I made him. Oh, I modified him. I know a fair bit about synths, but don't know anything about being one, so maybe you should learn that from you.
Does it seem like he's gonna be movable? Or is it like...
The amount of injuries and just general injury to him and moving would probably kill him faster.
This decision doesn't take long then, because if both options lead to death and one leads to death slower, that's the option that he must take. I'm sorry we couldn't get to you sooner.
That's okay. I've been here. I've been waiting a while. Goodness, I never saw her coming. You know how I found out, right?
Just slight cock of the head, expecting more.
Killian used to be an A2 model. Worked for a corp. Got thrown on a dump pile. Had lots of secrets in his head. They really, really fucked up. A lot of good people here. With a lot of really messed up experiments. I tried to stop it. I don't know if what I did was the right thing. Killian's alive. He's my son, so just make sure he gets off, okay?
I'll do what I can.
You know, they always said the A2s were glitchy, malfunctioning. I spent enough time inside their heads. They never did anything wrong. They only ever did what the corporation told them.
You're right. They were just trying to follow their orders.
I'm gonna go to sleep. That's when his eyes close. He loses consciousness again.
I'm sorry, Killian.
Can we take him?
There's still work to do. Explain to me this connection system with the space elevator, how we set this thing moving.
So, there are commands to move it up and down on the elevator, and seems like we have to make it to one of the connection points. That's where it's weakest. But that'll need a spacewalk.
We can spacewalk.
Yeah, we can. But we need something to weaken it with.
Anything in mind you can think of that the station would have? Ideally, this half of the station.
Aliens.
The blood?
Yeah.
Smart.
That's what he told me.
We have to kill one of them near the weak point.
Yeah. Just get the blood on it. I don't know how we're gonna do that. Oh. But yeah, we give it a go.
We may have a unique advantage. If it's the two of us, we don't smell like humans. We probably sound different. The aliens might overlook us when we're alone.
You hear a very, very close skitter.
But this is a hypothesis I've not yet tested. We'll run the plan by Maddox.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get the fuck out. Gillian takes a moment to hold his dad's hand and prop his head up on a pillow and then leaves him.
While he's doing that, I kneel down over Pace's body and I take his dog tag and the others that he had with him from people previously fallen.
You have all
Sorry,
of
old
the
man.
dog.
You were right. And then he heads out. I will radio to Maddox, which in Brooks's case means pressing just a point on the side of his head, which then radios his voice crystal clear into Maddox's ear. We found Ben Harkness. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do for him. The same goes for Old Man.
I thought as much.
Mr. Harkness
When
did...
you said there's nothing you can do for him, you found him alive then?
Harkness is alive. He's lost consciousness. He won't regain it. Pace is dead. Harkness can't be moved. His injuries are too severe. There's nothing I can do for him.
No carrying him out or anything?
It'd kill him.
Affirmative. Did you learn anything else?
He told us that there was a way to destroy the station. If the right point on the connection to the space elevator is weakened, then sending it down would send it crashing down. It would be destroyed, as would the lower section. Hopefully, in that case, the civilian section would remain intact, in whatever state it's in.
Well, you heard what old man said. If they're crawling up pipes in the water flow system, they're already up on the top station too.
Yes,
This whole
but
place
until
is
we
awash.
know the state of it, if you order me, I can set the destruction in motion.
I won't do that.
but I want to minimize the damage to the upper station. I'm going to send it down, so that there's still time to do something about the upper half. Killian believes that we can weaken
In
the
your
outer
calculations, would you think the upper station has a chance?
Harkness survived this long down here. People can survive that long up there. I think if I send the station down, the upper station will be in danger. It will start a clock. But that clock gives enough time for us to return, for reinforcements to arrive, for a rescue effort to take place. So I can accept that if you want me to do that. It's about what protects the most lives, and the station existing is a danger.
Contingency plan for that on the upper station. If anything were to fail from the planet up, I'm sure they would have either the station itself would be a lifeboat, or they'd have lifeboats. You know, that would put you in stasis and put out a distress signal.
Yes, they would have ships. They would have significantly more means to escape.
All right. Say we went with this plan. You said we'd have to weaken it from the outside. How would we do that?
Yes. Killian suggested alien blood. If there are aliens on the exterior of the station, hard to know if that is a possibility or not. Or if we could kill an alien and take it to the exterior, their blood would be sufficient, he believes. Following that, someone would need to set the process in motion from the inside. I, of course, volunteer.
Inside of what?
The station. I believe in the central connection to the space elevator. Some series of switches or...
It's not something we can
locks.
remote program into if we got a PDAT over there?
I think it is hard mechanical connections. I don't think that they would trust these processes to something digital. Don't abandon the plan for my sake. I am here to make these kind of sacrifices.
Yeah, but we won't get very far without a medic.
You will ideally be aboard the escape craft. Me and Killian may be able to do all of this ourselves, save you the trouble.
Is Killian volunteering to stay behind too?
I turn to Killian. Are you willing to put your life on the line to take this station down?
My dad told me that survival was important. I'll put my life on the line. But I don't want to go down with this thing. If I can. I'm gonna get out of here. None of you idiots are gonna make it to that coupling without me, so I guess I've got a job to do.
Who knows how many lives are at stake? Has to be done. I can be the one to make the final act. I'm one of 1,000.
Well, that's for shit, you know it. But I hate to agree with you.
You're breaking up a little bit.
I hate to agree with you, but you're the best. You're the best person for the job. And are you sure there's no other way?
Unlikely with the resources that we have available, limited as they are.
Well, first things first. We need to find alien blood. and I'm not sure where to get it.
I radio Beckett if I can.
Yep.
Okay.
Beckett, have you observed any aliens on the exterior of the station?
There's holes in that station all over the place. Yeah, they're crawling on the outside.
Then they can survive in a vacuum. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, out.
And then to medics. Apparently they're already out there.
So how do you suggest we open them up?
Does our transport have weapons on it? Like external weapons?
It does not.
Hmm.
But your weapons will work in a vacuum.
We'll have to go out there and fight one on the exterior of the station.
So if I got this straight, we need to lure an alien to where we need it. We need someone out there in a spacesuit with a gun to shoot the thing at the exact right spot.
I won't need a spacesuit. I'll have a little bit more mobility. I'm missing an arm right now, but maybe we can get that working again.
Wait a minute. I thought you had to stay behind.
I can go outside and come back in. I want to minimize the risk to the few surviving humans we have left.
What's Killian gonna be doing?
Hopefully he'll be out there with me.
Yeah, I'm going outside, sir.
He'll be out there with me.
Felix. I can do this.
Is it something that you can do on your own? Because I don't want to risk losing Brooks and having the whole plan go to shit because he got torn apart or something. I'd much rather have Brooks stay inside and you go outside or vice versa.
I could try. I don't know if I'm going to be able to lure an alien, but I'll try.
It might be a two-man job. Killian wasn't made for combat.
Right, but he can flip switches. You feel confident that you can go out there and get the job done on your own there, Brooks?
I'll do my best. And if it doesn't work, I recommend just leaving. There will be more opportunities by future teams to pull this off. But time is of the essence, so I would like to try.
How do you suppose we'll, what's the cheese for the trap to get an alien out there?
I can probably just make enough noise. Bang on the hull, wave my arms. Seems noise attracts them. We've had an easy time of drawing them to our location so far. I'm sure I'll find a way.
Get the plan in motion. Keep me apprised of the situation. We got
Yes,
the
sir.
door open, or we got the foyer door closed, and we got the. As far as I know, we have access to the restricted area, so we can get to that airlock and get everybody off. So, let me know if you make any progress, and I'm gonna head back.
So as you're parting, he says, there's some tricky bits. You're going to have to tear off a fair few panels to actually get to the right part. And then there's and he describes a slightly complex diagram in his head that clearly transfers to yours quite nicely now that you understand you're both synths, of the inside of this panel that is then available to be weakened by the alien blood.
All right. I had to join the others.
Everyone I'm assuming the humans are suited up. 3 of you. There is only 3 suits. There are 4 humans. Who is going without one?
I'm going without. I'm not. I'm not accepting any arguments at this point.
Fair enough. You're all together. You're all aware of the plan. You all know that there is an airlock. You open. It takes a while to like jimmy open this messed up door to the security area. So there's kind of like an airlock. And beyond, there is an observation window into what you would have assumed at one point would be a laboratory. But at this point, it is open space. And that's where you realize that the airlock is probably closer to a hermetically sealed lab entrance that is just now open to space. You're all there, you're all gathered, you're all prepped. And then Brooks and Killian... Oh, no, just Brooks arrives. Which is when you realize behind him there is a moving glint of metal. You watch it creep before it springs and takes a chunk out of Donkin's. Right in the jugular.
I start shooting at it immediately when I become aware.
You said that airlock's open? Or like the door's open?
It's available. It sure is.
I'm running into there.
Churchill, Pariah, you both begin to move, and I think it's relatively easy for you to shut the door behind you and begin the cycling process that'll let you out into space. Brooks, Maddox, make your attack rolls. This thing starts to catch fire, but you realize it's only really on the outside. It's hurt, but it's going to take a lot more than this to take it down. It's super pissed about being set on fire, and it basically, because it's still entangled in this metal net that you had it in.
Oh, it's that one.
It kind of rushes you and lands on you. You get kind of thrown back, but you do not get crushed by the weight of this.
Okay.
So, yeah, you are knocked to the ground. And am I going to make you do a panic roll? Let's do a panic. Brooks, Maddox, what is your plan at this point? Adams and Churchill, you are out, or the door is open at least. You can see behind you that there are problems. Do you just continue to leave?
I'm going to be in that room. I got my shotty out when I was running, and so I'm observing what's about to go down, but I'd like to not get involved if I don't have to, but will if I need to.
Yep. Basically, you'd have to go back through the door. But
yes,
yeah, that's fine. Brooks, Maddox, are you distracting this thing? Are you fighting it?
I'm going to keep...
No, I was going to yell at those guys.
Do it.
Yeah. So the alien comes, I light it on fire a little bit, hits me back, knocks me to the ground. This does not change the plan! Brooks! You know what to do! Rest of you, get the fuck out of here now! I got a score to settle with this motherfucker! Try and get up.
I won't leave him. I'm gonna keep fighting.
Oh, disobeying orders? Maddox, let's start with you. Do the flamer.
Last shot, too, just...
There's a huge blowout as the cartridge just kind of sputters its final amounts of fuel. And you catch this thing full in the chin. It's right there with you, and you begin to watch the blood pour out and melt the iron that this net's made of. It's flailing around. There's blood of acid splashing all over the place. It's moments from going down, Brooks.
I'm gonna keep shooting at it. If possible, I'd change my position to be in between it and Maddox as I'm doing so.
You do one or the other.
Okay, I'm just shooting it then.
This is a pistol that you're using. It is still taking a lot of damage. Fire works better. The score seems to be mutual. The blood from this thing, it kind of wipes on its mouth and lunges for your shoulder. This thing latches onto your arm. I think it's time for Maddox to roll a critical injury.
All right.
Just real quick. Your ear comes off as this thing melts it. However, the bite itself is also critical injury 61. You have 1 round left. Ruptured jugular.
Okay. Oh, so they get a roll and I get... So I get double? I get both of those?
You get both of those.
Jesus, okay.
This thing is not fucking around.
Okay, so...
yeah, you have 1 round left before you bleed out. Brooks might be able to do something about that.
Okay.
But you have bigger problems.
Yeah. So my ear, the whole, I think it's just one big thing, just my ear comes off and it slices out part of my neck. So I'm just sitting there take a piece of this fucking bastard and complete the plan, Brooks. Lead it. Kill this fucker and take its leg or something.
Brooks, he's told you to fight it. Maddox, I think honestly, Maddox, you should see if you can get the coup de grace on this thing.
I take my left hand with my service revolver, and I just no care for life or limb now. I just shove it like a fucking fist right into its mouth if I can, and just unload the fucking magazine inside of its fucking mouth.
That's point blank range. Brooks, you watch as there is a fountain of acid spurting out of hole after hole being made in the back end of this carapace, and it is covering you, Maddox.
And yeah, just as I'm just dying, just sitting there, acid burning through my fucking face and in my skull and shit. I just look up at the alien that's dying on top of me. Hoorah, motherfucker.
And together they slump into a slowly dissolving pile. Adams, Churchill, you are perfectly capable of launching yourselves out of the airlock. Brooks probably saw this by himself.
While they're heading out, Brooks takes a moment to sort of look and silently say sorry, takes the dog tag, and waits for his turn in the airlock.
Mm-hmm. Adams, Churchill, what is the plan? You are getting to the transport? Or are you helping with dismantling this place?
I have zero interest in dismantling this place, so I take a minute to sit with watching Maddox die in front of me and say, like, I literally uttered to myself, I thought he was gonna make it. Brooks, let's go. Killian, let's go. Raya, we're getting on the ship and we're just getting the fuck out of here.
We need to burn this place to the fucking ground.
We can come back and burn this place to the fucking ground. We need to go right now.
You just watched that. You think that can survive? That's connected to the station above and the station below. This has to go now. How do we burn this place to the fucking ground? Does the shuttle have ammunition?
I know. Brooks, what were you and Maddox talking about?
You are
what plan?
Both of you are fully aware of the plan.
Okay.
You've probably been clued in. It's probably not been explained.
Okay,
to you in
I wasn't
any
sure.
detail, but yes.
Hey, probably no. I'm going to be on the outside. Killian's going to be on the inside. We're going to do stuff. The station's going to drop and take out the lower half. Upper half will drift for a time.
Brooks, what do we need to do?
The current plan was to kill an alien after... First off, take away some hull parts on the connection to the elevator.
Okay.
Kill an alien in the vicinity, get the acid on that part, weaken it, and then there was a switch inside that Killian was going to pull to set the thing in motion.
We've got
Or
a dead
perhaps
alien
me.
right there.
I spoke to the pilot. Apparently there's aliens all over the outside of the station. I should have no trouble drawing one. It'll be easier than carrying this. I would rather the two of you just get on the transport. I can just try my best at this, and if I fail, minimal loss.
Raya, we're gonna get on the transport. What are you gonna do? You're gonna be out there, spacewalking, encumbered by this suit, and play hero?
It's better than letting thousands of people die. Hundreds? I don't know how many people. I can help with the panels. This is shit I've done countless times.
I can't stop you. You're a civilian.
Brooks, let's go.
Through the window into the airlock, you see Brooks looking between Pariah and Lizzie.
We can't let those things survive.
Well, they're not gonna let you survive. I'm pretty sure of that.
As we've seen.
Churchill, what are your orders?
Do you really want to blow this up? Brooks, do you think this is even possible? Can you do this? Or is this just like a shit in the wind? What is this? Can you
There's
do
a
this?
chance. I only want to risk myself and Killian. We are expendable, it doesn't matter.
You do matter. And I will make sure nobody forgets you if you do this. Pariah, I cannot, in good conscience, send you out there.
But if this doesn't end, where does it fucking end? If it doesn't end right now, what is one more fucking life to stop this? Are you really willing to risk countless lives?
It's already been done. The dice has been rolled. This is what we are left with.
and we can stop it here.
I don't think you can. Look at this place. These things have survival instincts I have never seen before. This is fucking history. If you do not come with me, you will die, pariah. You'll be another nameless face floating through space after your body's been ripped to shreds. Come with me. We can regroup on the transport. We can get help and actually blow this up if it doesn't work what Brooks and Killian are doing.
I sacrificed other people's lives so that I could get here, and maybe this is my fucking fate.
That's a choice you gotta make. I'm not on a suicide mission. You gotta make a choice for yourself, or I can arrest you and bring you aboard the transport with me.
Arrest me? Fuck you.
You're a danger to yourself, pariah.
I'm a danger to myself? I'm saving fucking lives more than you are. Brooks, let's go.
I have to follow my orders, whatever they are. I'm sorry.
Brooks, you and Killian go.
All right.
Churchill. You all begin to step out of the airlock. There is something moving in your suit, Churchill. It is soft and damp, and it crawls up your back.
You can
like
probably
to make-
see me start sweating.
Brooks, after Adams, Churchill get out of the airlock, you make your way out there as well. And you are all floating in space, and you finally see the entirety of this structure. The lab's module, with a chunk out of it. Clearly some larger lab section was here. The destroyed hab section on the other side, the space elevator in the middle, at the top a shining dot of a much larger space station, and the huge oceanic blue gas giant below you. And along that huge line of the elevator, you see little black specks moving up and down. Churchill, would you mind making me a close combat roll? You feel this thing slither round the side to your chin and begin putting something around your neck. And what do? You bash at your own helmet?
No, I'd be hitting like the neck. I'd be kind of like trying to bash the softer. I'm assuming there's some softer fabric on the suit. So wherever I can try to make contact to like knock it.
Yeah. Everyone, you see the kind of bulbous black tadpole-esque thing crawl up the side of her face and then start to spasm as it's getting hit from the outside.
Where's the transport?
Beckett appears to have brought it round into the space where the restricted area is. You have quite a distance to float before you get there. So you've got to kind of climb around and launch yourself at the transport, because otherwise it is not safe to come close.
I'm fully focused on trying to tame what's in my helmet at the moment. I probably am looking. I mean, it's probably very obvious that this is in my helmet now.
Yeah, your eyes are wide, you're hyperventilating. Everyone can hear that over the radio.
Churchill, what's going on?
It's my suit. And I'm just banging. You just see me banging my neck.
It's
my
moving.
suit. No.
Brooks, can you do the panels alone? Can I get her to the shuttle faster together?
You take her.
Okay. Churchill, let's go. You're getting your fucking way. Let's go. And I'll help her as much as I can.
Probably grab onto the back of Pariah's suit and just hold it. And I'm just like flailing, hitting the suit over and over.
Yeah. Adams, it seems like you want to help her move to the platform. That's a mobility roll. She is struggling horrifically. But through that, you manage to aim your momentum. You turn around, you put your feet solidly on the side of this station, and you push away. And you can feel the complete absence of the gravity that held you down before. And for seconds, the both of you float and struggle. Churchill, one more combat roll.
Okay.
You arrive on the open door of the transport. You can see Beckett in a suit, kind of hanging off the edge. Adams, she grabs you by the forearm and pulls you in. And she doesn't close it. You are still in your spacesuits. And you are still in the void. Because she is looking at Brooks. What are you doing, Brooks?
I'm starting to work my way around the station to the elevator section. Also, was there a chance with the airlock stuff for me to make a final attempt at fixing my arm?
No.
Okay. I'm doing it with one arm. Luckily, being an android, I imagine I'm very good at dealing with momentum and zero gravity and not, like, flying away when I let go of handholds, which I'm probably doing. I'm probably, like, pushing myself off a handhold, letting go, just floating, grabbing another one. And it's extremely risky, but it's working so far, I imagine.
I think it probably is. It's slow going. But you see the panel that Killian told you about. What are you starting with? Because there's going to be two rolls here. One to open this thing up, and one. Oh, let's just do one roll. You need one roll to attract these things.
Okay. So am I good for the removing the panels? Does that just happen?
It happens slowly. But you're not sure if you are in the right place. Inside, at least.
Okay. And I'm probably relaying to Killian as I go, like, I'm in position. I'm removing the panel. Okay, I'm gonna draw one of the aliens.
Okay. I'm gonna launch this thing. And slowly you watch as gears creak. You don't hear it, but you feel it vibrate along the metal of the station slowly descending.
Okay. To draw an alien, I think once I've removed the panel that I need to, I just bash it into the metal. I imagine I've got my feet, like, hooked on a handhold, so I can use my arm to, like, do stuff, and I just, like, throw it down, hitting the side of the station with it, and then maybe do that a few times, ringing the dinner bell.
Okay. you attract a singular alien as it claws its way round and comes close and kind of examines you.
I wanted
It's
to get
much
as close to
smaller than
the.
others.
I wanted to get as close to the right location as possible. And if I can, like, draw it that way.
It's following you, for sure, but at a distance. Adams, Churchill, you certainly don't see this, but Adams, you see that he's partway through the plan. Churchill, Adams.
We need to close this airlock now and get you out of that suit. That has to go into space.
Get it all open. Please take my helmet.
Close the airlock now.
I'm starting to open my helmet. I know, like, I'm not taking it off, but I'm like already trying to pull at the neck. And can I run further into the ship?
Yeah, I guess you can. Let's go with a strength roll. But Beckett slams the closed door.
Okay.
You end up at the other side of this as the doors are opening, and you cannot, for the life of you, get your suit off.
If I'm seeing her struggle, I would run over her. And I'm helping.
I'm banging on my suit still. I'm probably just not helping very much at this point.
Calm down. Take a... Yeah, look at me. And I'm going to help her try and get it open.
Okay, you managed to get it open. Adams, make a close combat roll. It leaps at your face, and moments from clamping its slimy little claws around your cheeks, it gets slapped away by the combined stress of the both of you.
Get it out of this ship
skisses
now.
Into the corner. How do you want to do that?
Oh, fudge.
You have a weapon.
I do have a weapon, but I also know that shooting a weapon inside of a ship is not always the smartest idea.
Don't kill it. Please don't kill it.
We have to fucking kill it. Beckett!
Don't fucking kill it. We can capture it.
No, gone. Beckett, we have to get this thing off of this ship now. Do I see anything big? I can't pick up anything big, but anything heavy around me. What's around me to throw at it? Or to smash it?
You smash it with like just some random ammo crate that you find. You fling it into the corner, squishes it against the wall, and then there is that iconic hiss that you have seen so many other of these aliens create.
Please don't. And I'm running over to the crate. Go fucking kill it. This is like fucking.
It's dead now.
Fuck.
You got a dead specimen. You got your fucking wish.
That's not my fucking wish. None of this is my fucking wish. I'm picking up the crate and I'm throwing it to the side. I'm getting a new specimen bag out and I'm looking at this thing. Is it dead? Is it like lifeless?
It's not moving. It has various parts detached. It's crushed. And the metal around it is eroding.
Fuck! Y'all are fucking idiots! You're just like, let me do this!
Saved your fucking life.
And I will thank you for that at a later time when I'm not so upset. None of you fucking get it! This is something that the universe has never fucking seen. And you don't understand. If you understand it, You can control it!
You can't fucking control those things.
Yes, you can! It's just a bunch of...
destroyed an entire fucking station. You might not have known those people. You might not fucking care about their lives.
We didn't find my friend, who clearly didn't know what he was getting himself into.
We didn't find my friends either. That I left behind.
And that you
I have to
sacrificed.
fucking live with that every goddamn day for the rest of my fucking life.
And what do I get to do? Not know where Austin is? Just know that maybe he was blown to smithereens alive or not? Or maybe he was used to become one of these things. The one that we fought in the many corridors that we have. This is bigger than you, Pariah.
Oh yeah, I'm aware. And it shouldn't fucking touch our civilization.
I don't think something like this can be controlled, and this was our one fucking chance to maybe have some say in it.
You just said that we can control it if we know it.
That's what I'm saying. It's burning a hole in the fucking ground, and now we will not get a chance to, especially if this thing gets blown up. Shit!
Fucking hope. I hope it gets fucking blown up.
It might not be today. It might not be later. Might be after we're dead. This thing is coming back. There's gonna be a lot more death than this fucking station.
And that thing being brought into our world, exactly what we saw would happen.
Brooks. This thing has started following you, and you're noticing that it is not looking at you. It is kind of twitching its head left and right. Very gingerly putting its hand on the metal, like the specific beams that you are holding on to, tapping at them.
Seeing that, I'm going to move right up to the opening that I've made and just sort of tap on it. I think I've got the revolver out, and I tap on it with the tip of the revolver, just try and like draw it in that direction. And at the same time, I am going to get on the radio. Can I radio specifically to, well, everybody but Killian, to be honest?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, as this is happening, and this thing is like stalking towards me, and I'm like, you know, ringing the quieter dinner bell to bring it in. In case this goes wrong, and there's a significant chance, I strongly advise that you leave without Killian. I'm sorry that I didn't realize sooner, but he is a defective older model, programmed with directives that override the laws of robotics. He abandoned Pace to die.
Brooks, are you not going to be able to come back at all?
That's still possible. This is just a contingency if I'm destroyed. Whatever happens, don't bring him back. He's not safe to be around.
Understood.
Understood.
Brooks. I'm going to need you to make a mobility roll.
Okay.
It feels finally the beam that you are at, and then moves to the one where you are luring it. It gets closer and closer to the weak point. But it is still very hesitant.
Brooks is, I mean, He has been the whole time technically, but he's like, holding his breath. He's like completely dead still, just watching this thing, just his eyes tracking it. He doesn't sweat, but there are just like droplets and little sprays of hydraulic fluid and coolant from various injuries that he's gathered, just kind of spraying out into space as he just watches and tries to not move a muscle until it's in position.
Stamina, please. It is exactly where you want it to be. And is where a few beads of your blood float and gently splash against it. This is your last chance. You're currently on its side. And you can see a welding strip caught around its neck. Right where you want it. And those beads of blood mean that it turns at you. And I'm assuming you want to pull the welding strip.
Yeah, I think like he's pointing the gun at the thing, and then he sees that, and he just kind of like slips his hand out of the gun, and it just kind of floats and starts gently drifting, and he reaches out to pull the cord.
You put your hand on the cord, and its tail whips round and tears you in half. You are still holding on to the cord.
I pull the cord.
Adams, Churchill, you see a bright light out the window. A flash and a splash of acid flying into space. And then a secondary explosion. And you watch the entire elevator shudder.
Brooks, come in.
There is no answer.
Brooks.
That's when you hear Killian. What happened to Brooks?
I'm not quite sure, but there's an explosion out here.
Then he's done it. I'm at the airlock.
Did you do what you need to do?
Yeah. It's accelerating slowly. It'll take maybe 10 minutes. But it's going to reach the bottom of this place, and then we need to be somewhere else. Are you safe?
I look at Churchill. Are we safe?
For now. Are you safe, Killian?
I just need to make the last jump. I can see the transport. Open the back.
I look over at Pariah. You knew him?
I
Right?
knew him. Yeah.
Kind of, I know he's a synth, but they're people to me. What kind of person was he?
A good
Is
one.
he?
A good one.
I'm gonna look out the window at Killian. What is he doing right now?
He's looking pretty synthetic. No spacesuit, climbing out onto the edge from where you leapt off into the back of this transport. And you can see so many xenomorphs converging on the point of the explosion, and they will overwhelm him.
Can we see it moving?
Oh yeah. It is.
Can we see like the ship moving?
Oh yeah, and he's also kind of climbing to get to a place on the elevator where it's not moving. If you're hesitating.
What do you want to do, Pariah? You want to save him?
Yes.
Open the airlock.
Sir?
I'm gonna start putting my suit back on. Or at least the helmet. Open the airlock.
Beckett, you presses the button, and Adams, are you going to be in the airlock as well?
Yeah, I'd put my. I don't think
Then
I ever
both
really
of
got
you-
out of my suit, but
Yeah, fair enough. Then both of you stand in the airlock and you watch this rear place lower, and you see Killian very slowly floating towards you, and he reaches out his arms for the two of you to grab him.
I look over at Pariah and I kind of give her a knowing glance, and then I reach my arm out for Killian.
and I'm helping too,
You grab him
Looking
on
at her.
board.
making eye contact.
And he has a look of relief in his eyes. Looks like he can't quite believe that he's here.
Are we all good to go, sir? This place is going to be filled with debris. We
Let's
need
go.
to leave.
You
Pulling-
feel the engines, the door closes, and you feel yourself accelerate.
I'm assuming we're back inside. Airlock's
You're back
closed.
inside. Airlock is
taking off-
closed.
My helmet, and I'm looking out the window, watching this station, and not taking my eyes off of it.
I am watching Killian.
And Killian, I think, is also watching the station. You see it slowly descend, and pieces of it start to fall away. And he says, I think we did a pretty good job. My dad did a pretty good job.
What the fuck are you talking about?
We managed to get rid of them together. The aliens.
That was all of them?
Yeah. And that is when you hear from the front of the transport. There is a door between you and the cockpit.
Beckett, what's going on?
Nothing.
I look at the spot that I smashed.
It's still there.
Beckett?
Nothing. You
gonna go-
feel this transport begin to shudder as if something has gone wrong.
Suit back up. Suit back up.
I'll
I
start
imagine-
just grab my helmet. No, I'm gonna walk towards the door, but before I put my helmet on, I'm putting my ear to the door.
I don't think you can hear anything at all, except for maybe a drip.
I look back, and I put my hand up like a shh, and then put my helmet on, and I get my shotgun out and start backing away from the door.
I'm gonna move myself close to the airlock button
Killian comes with you.
and make sure that there's something I can grab onto.
Absolutely.
Does Killian have a weapon?
No. I think he just picks up a pipe or something.
Okay.
Adams, you open the door.
If I get a nod from Churchill.
And this is the door to the
Exterior.
exterior. It begins to open and the air evacuates. The cockpit is still closed.
I'm going to walk back to the door of the cockpit. And I'm going to look at both of them and I'm going to signal that I'm going to open the cockpit door. So if I get acknowledgement from both of them, I'll just hit the button and kind of like throw myself to the side and get my shotgun like at the ready.
There's the hiss of almost explosive decompression as this cockpit goes out, and you see the 3-4 halves of Beckett fly out into the void. You look inside the cockpit and you see slowly turning from the inky black of the sky with a few dots and the metallic sheen of the metallic structure inside, just pure xenomorph exoskeleton staring right back at you. And at this point, the entire thing begins to roll. And you are all holding on tight to make sure you don't fly out of the airlock. Who wants to try and deal with this thing? Churchill?
So this is a big one.
This is a chameleon one.
Okay. There's just this flicker of excitement of, oh God, there's another chance. But then as I look around at this situation we're in, there's a very strong chance that I will not survive this. And so, with just a lot of regret, I'm going to take my shotgun and I'm going to aim it at this chameleon xenomorph and pull the trigger.
There's a blast and then a back blast of acid right at you, Churchill. Adams, you watch this thing spiral off into space, and Churchill's suit begins to melt and vent.
If it's the minute it's out, the second it's out of the door, I would close it again. And close the airlock.
It's
And
closed.
rush over.
I am pulling off this suit as fast as possible.
The
Help me.
burning on your skin is excruciating.
I would know these ships would they be packed with med packs?
Somewhere, but this thing is swirling around you and things are flying in all directions. The
Alien, help
likelihood-
her! I'm gonna get a hold of this ship.
I'm so into dramatics. It's
I'm gonna try and level out the ship.
You go to the front, you realize that the acid splash has fucked these controls. You can just about slow down this spiral that you're in. But you are not making it out of this solar system.
Do we have enough to get us close to the upper station?
That
Or
seems
the
a
moon?
lot more dangerous. Well, the moon is the very good option. There's 2 moons. You don't know which one you're pointed at right now.
Okay.
You can point and you can get to one of them.
I'm going to do best I can to try and get us to that moon.
Okay. You boost your way out of just sheer desperation, and you feel yourself caught by its gravity well, and you slowly emerge into the atmosphere, and the turbulence gets worse and worse, and things start to fall off. There's a vent. You can feel the heat from this entry, and green, vast green tree lines are all that you can see aside from mist in the horizon. Churchill, make me one last stamina roll. What do your last moments look like?
As we are careening into this moon, I don't even know what's going on. I just feel... First, it started with the suit. Like, you could hear just the material burning. It sizzled as it made its way through, and it just quickly hit me in the stomach. The acid hit me in my leg. It hit me on my shoulder. Hit me on my neck. Somehow, it avoided my face. But it burns through my neck tissue until my jugular. And I'm just sitting there screaming in pain, looking up at Killian. Until I finally just go quiet. And I just feel the blood leaving my body and pooling around me. Killian, can you help me? And I'm like reaching up to him. My hand is shaking. I don't want me to be like this. It hurts. Please don't let anybody forget me. Nothing. Please don't let me forget. And the acid is burned through my windpipe now, and I can't fucking talk anymore. So it's just, and it just, the blood is gushing onto the floor, and then you can start to see my bone and the tissue just almost cooking. But it's acid just melting everything away to the metal, and then soon you just see parts of my body gone and directly through burning the ground. My eyes are wide in fear, and I just feel a warmth come over me until there's nothing but blackness.
You hear Killian whisper, I won't forget you. I forget you.
And one last move, my eyes shift to him before I just go limp.
Adams. The landing is not smooth. In fact, you're pretty sure that your seat is the only thing that remains underneath you by the time you have stopped. And you stop very abruptly against something and bang your head off the dashboard.
Oh, fuck.
You've stopped.
When I stop being dizzy, and what do I see? Is there smoke? Can I see anything outside of the windows in front of me?
The scene is broken glass in front of you, and the smoke from the shuttle, the trees very gently in the breeze, and the debris all around you. You don't see anything else. You do hear somewhere close by,